Edition of FYI. Sa mga nakaraan na episodes, marami tayong nakausap. The last time, nandun po tayo sa Malacanang with Carlo Nograles, no? Yung Executive Secretary ng Malacanang. Of course, nakausap din natin si Mayor Isko Moreno, Prime Minister Mahathir, at iba't ibang mga senior officials. Today naman, we have a very, very special case, guest actually, and we are gonna discuss a special case. Our new, let's just call him the traffic czar, no? Ng MMDA, si Colonel or Captain?
Maybe Captain.
Bong Nebrija. Thank you very much, sir, for making it to our show.
Nice to meet
Maraming
you,
salamat. Actually, earlier dapat tayo nag-usap kaso. And we are a little bit late. Siguro na traffic tayo. Biro lang, sir. So, ito nga, parati natin pinag-usapan, especially sa social media, yung mga problema natin sa traffic. This is a problem that everyone suffers from. Pero ang gusto namin sanang gagawin dito is to have a much more systematic analysis ng ano ba talaga nangyari dito sa traffic natin. Bakit ganun kamalala, no? And what we have to look forward to. Pero before that, Colonel, no, gusto namin sana makilala kayo, no? Anong background niyo po at paano kayo napasok dito sa trabaho na to? I'm sure this is not the most exciting job kasi it could be the most thankless job. Maraming galit sa inyo. Pero paano po kayo na-appoint ni Pangulong Duterte? Have you known him for a while before you were appointed here?
Well, actually, I was not appointed. It was my niece who got appointed.
Oh.
So my niece was appointed as Assistant General Manager for Operation. She's an ASEC. So,
Ano pong pangalan ng niece niyo, sir?
Julia Nebrija,
Okay.
ASEC Julia
Yes, po.
Nebrija, and then she hired me as her consultant because she's new to government and I've been there for 20 years. So I started as a consultant, stayed with her for a while, but really did not stay long because later on I was tasked by USEC Team Orbos, our
Right.
acting chairman then, to head the task force special operations. So, well, that's basically where my career started because, you know, the challenges that we faced during that time, we were alone fighting all these problems on the streets, right? Illegal vendors, illegal parking. So that's where also we got known, the team got known. Actually, tinatawag ko yung team namin as a bunch of misfits kasi we are an ad hoc
Suicide Squad.
well, actually, close to Suicide Squad because the thing is, we were an ad hoc team. So we were created to address these problems on the streets, yung illegal vendors at illegal parking. So wala talagang group that exists to address that. So ang ginawa, okay, mag-create tayo ng task force and they put everybody in. Nilagyan nila ng tao. Siyempre, coming from different units of MMDA, they did not give their best men. So ito po yung mga nabuo nating team. I did not refuse anyone who
So
wanted to
hodgepodge
join.
ang nangyari
Yes,
dito.
different culture, different units,
Yes.
so different mindset. So the transformation began from the team itself, no?
But Colonel, let's rewind a little bit. So you were a captain actually in the
Yes, in the
Philippine
Navy.
Navy, no? So until
Yes.
at PMA graduate po kayo, no? So,
Yes, that's right. I'm a graduate of some basic class of 1991 in PMA, and right after graduation, I joined the Philippine Navy. Stayed aboard ship for 2 years, then shifted to aviation. So basically, most of my career, the 20 years career that I had in the armed forces, was spent sa naval aviation. I'm a helicopter pilot. I'm a rated command pilot of the Navy. And yeah, before I retired in 2007, after serving 20 years, went to the States, came back, and found myself basically under the sun.
so
here at
business
MMDA.
sector po kayo after kayo nag-retire from?
Yes, I went to the US to, well, actually, nagkaroon ako ng teaching career, no? So, reinvented myself
Yes,
and
sir.
then came back here, then reinvented myself again. And,
No, because we want to understand ano po yung expertise niyo na was useful for MMDA in particular as a consultant first, no?
first, it's really basically leadership and management.
Right,
Something
right.
that's
So managerial skills po, yeah.
Yes. So, I was there. Then, yun nga, when we created the team, it was more on the leadership side. So, you're leading men. And, well, that's how we started at MMDA. That's how I started at MMDA. So, nothing, well, the work itself is different, but leadership and management remains.
Right,
So,
right.
it's a skill, it's an attitude that you bring into the team and you influence others.
So, going back to the MMDA, this is a very important thing. Kasi parating sinisisi ang MMDA when
Yes.
traffic goes wrong.
Yes.
But one of the things that we have to keep in mind is yung MMDA, yung kanyang puwersa, no? Yung kanyang functions
Yeah.
and powers and budget and personnel ay napakalimitado. But the idea goes back all the way to the 1970s, no? Nung nagkaroon ng Metro Manila Development Authority. So the idea was nung panahon na yan, yung buong Manila, no? Metro Manila ay under one kind of a czar, no? Authority,
Yes.
no? Eh, ang problema naman over the past 20, 30 years is parang napaka-fragmented ang Metro Manila. So MMDA actually has a very, very limited area of jurisdiction and control, no? How do you cope with that?
That's right, Richard. No? When we started 44 years ago, well, the authority is much bigger and wider, no? And we were governed by a governor then. So, but time changed. So now we are just an authority compared there. Then it was a commission. So ang problema natin ngayon is that we really have a limited authority because the LGUs that we manage also, per se, yung the whole Metro Manila.
Yung mga iba't ibang syudad,
Yes.
mayors, mga yan.
They are also covered by the local government code. So they can also manage their traffic as per
So iba yung coding regulation nila, mga ganito.
iba-iba. No?
Yeah.
So there, for example, one time, we were clearing all the roads, the mabuhay lanes as alternate routes. There were mabuhay lanes that were allowed by the local government to be parked on the street. So, ang mabuhay lanes dapat no parking yan eh.
Right.
So, when we coordinate with them, na kung pwede, tanggalin nila yung ordinansa nila and they wouldn't allow it, na they wouldn't want to change that ordinance. So, we're stuck in managing the mabuhay lane with parks parked on the side. Because that's their authority, that's their mandate. We have our own mandate, but we cannot clash, so to speak. So we coordinate, and with that, we allow as long as it is passed by the city council themselves.
Colonel, para sa amin, mga ordinaryong mga drivers and all, tingin namin pag MMDA, parang EDSA lang hawak nyo. Ano pa talaga hawak nyo?
Well, basically, when
Parang doon lang namin nakikita yung mga naka-blue na mga MMDA.
Because talaga ang EDSA is showcase for traffic. Ano? So, but actually, ang hawak ng MMDA as far as traffic management is concerned, national roads, main thoroughfares, yung mabuhay lanes, yan lang talaga ang ang cover namin.
So essentially, yung big arteries ng Metro Manila
Yes,
infrastructure, no?
yes,
Okay.
yung mga circumferential roads
Correct.
natin, amin yan. So there are 6 circumferential roads, C1 to C6, right? EDSA being the C4, no? And yung mga national highways natin, main thoroughfares natin like Commonwealth, Makapagal, yan, hinahandle din namin. Yung mga secondary roads at mga barangay roads, local na yan.
Yes.
So however, yung coordination is very important because whatever happens inside sa mga secondary roads at saka local...
Apektado yung main thoroughfare.
Yes, it spills over to us. And that's why yung coordination is very important sa mga local government units.
Colonel, actually, I wanted to ask this a little bit earlier, no, before we move more into the schemes and mga issues sa traffic. Yung isa pang trend na nakita natin sa Duterte administration is maraming mga ex-generals, top officials, of course si General Danilo Limang in charge. Bakit sa tingin niyo yun yung trend ngayon? And do you think it's something appropriate? Of course, sa isang banda sinasabi ng tao, ano to, parang minimilitarize yung nung ating gobyerno. On the other hand, may mga tao katulad ko na nagsabi, well, I mean, a lot of top generals and officers, they bring some sort of discipline, managerial skills na pakamahalaga. And then siguro sa mga ordinaryong tao, ang tingin nila is, sa sobrang malala yung sitwasyon, siguro kailangan mo, you have to call in the soldiers essentially to solve the problem. How do you see this as a former naval officer who's working also with the former general? Under administration is appointing all of these ex-generals into top cabinet positions.
That's right, Richard. Actually, the President has already said an answer to that. Bakit siya nag-appoint ng mga generals? And one of the reasons that he mentioned is that madaling utusan.
Right.
You know, with the attitude of the military officers, they follow before they complain.
Right.
Right? So, and they're straightforward.
Yes.
They will tell the President it cannot be done.
Yes.
They will tell the President na this is the right way to do. No? Walang bulahan.
Yes.
Straightforward. And their word cannot be challenge, ano, talagang yung integrity rin ng mga official natin, hindi mo rin naman matatawaran. So, most of the officers na inappoint niya has worked with him in Davao before, lalong-lalo na yung mga police officers na appoint, pati yung mga military officers na appoint, usually dumaan yan o nagkakilala sila somewhere in Mindanao. So, which is good. So, there's already an acquaintance.
Have you been based in Mindanao before?
Yes, I've been, but, well, I got the chance to meet then Congressman Duterte, no? But my appointment...
He was not very happy yata nung congressman siya.
Well, he just, so to speak, rested his career as a mayor then. Kaya kailangan niyang mag-congressman, then went back to be the mayor again. So, we met, but basically my appointment right now at MMDA has nothing to do with that acquaintance.
But you got some managerial leadership skills dun sa inyong position sa military, no? Which you use in the private sector and now balik sa gobyerno in a civilian function, no?
That's right. Well, when I was the squadron commander of the Navy, when I was the helicopter squadron of the Navy, there are 6 helicopters under me and 100 men.
And life and death ang issue dito, so the stakes are high.
That's right. Yeah. So there's no room for mistakes. And I think that attitude, that discipline, that leadership, that managerial skills that you were telling, it works for me until now. So that's what I bring into the team.
Oh, kasi Colonel, no, napansin ko, twice namin na-interview si General Lorenzana dito and then si General Anyo. I mean, all of these people are former, military guys who are in top civilian positions right now.
Yes, they're not only military guys, they're all PMAers.
And PMAers, no? And most of them have had executive training, management courses, etc. No? So that also helps.
That's right.
Ngayon, balik tayo dito sa tanong ng traffic, no? Kasi may siyensya, may analysis yan, may mga blueprints. Ano pong analysis nyo sa bakit ganun, bakit may Carmageddon, no? Dito sa Metro Manila. I travel around the world. Siguro ang mako-compare ko lang sa Metro Manila is Jakarta, pero even in Jakarta nag-improve dahil may mga bus lanes na sila na bago, meron silang metro na natatapos. I think Mumbai would be the other one I can compare. Pero wala nang ibang Southeast Asian country I can find na comparable, whether Hanoi, Bangkok, etc. Pero naalala ko, base sa mga pag-aaral na nakita namin, for instance, Bangkok in the 1990s was just like Metro Manila.
That's right.
In 10 years, umiba talagang Thailand, no? At so makita natin, nag-diverge. So in a way, it gives me hope na if 5 to 10 years, ayusin natin yung at infrastructure projects and traffic management, maybe things will be very different 2025, 2030. Pero kayo po, anong base nyo sa yung deterioration na itong traffic problem na ito, no?
Ang maganda na itong sitwasyon natin ngayon has been projected long time ago, no? And they came out with the 15-year plan. Sabi nila,
ito yung JICA study?
Yes.
Yes.
We will be making a 15-year plan so that 15 years from now, these things will not happen, no? So, ina-anticipate na nila that because of urbanization, we will be having this problem. And with that, they anticipated and they lined up a series of projects that we need to do. Infrastructure, yung mass public transport, all of this have been laid down. But siguro, with that long list, isa lang ang nagawa, ano?
Anong nagawa po dun sa long list ng JICA study? Kasi tinignan ko yung study na yan.
I think it's the MRT.
Japan din ang gagawa, di ba?
Yes.
Yung underground,
the thing is, yun yung problema natin. We know the problem that we will be having.
We know the solution.
Yes, we have laid down the solution. But one out of so many was implemented, ano?
Bakit sa tingin nyo?
Too little.
Yeah, what is the reason na is it lack of appreciation? Kasi ito
I'll be straight with you.
Yeah,
Political,
okay.
Yes. One administration after the other, one legacy after the other. One do not want to continue what the other have started or at least planned out. So that's why we got stuck. And we have 6 years per administration.
Yes. Kulang
so,
talaga.
Yes. Well, it's too late. Well, there's no use to blame other administrations, the past administrations, no? And we do not do that anymore.
Yeah.
We need to move on. It's just unfair na to blame, to blame the president or to blame this administration and to blame the current MMDA for the problem that we have.
Right.
Kasi parang so to speak, kami yung last touch na no? Kami na yung umabot ng problema na decades long.
You were dealt a bad hand. In
Yes,
short, yeah.
yes. So, but then again, we never stop in finding solutions.
Yeah.
And even the DOTR, you could see how much infrastructure and DPWH have put in, no? Well, lately nga, binabatikos na, hindi, kulang yan, hindi nasunod yan and all that. But then again, we're coming up with the Skyway 3. No?
Right.
So, we're extending rails, LRT1, LRT2, and MRT7. We're coming up with the central terminal and all of these things.
So you think the infrastructure aspect medyo naayos na ito?
Naayos na
Kasi
yan.
kailangan mo na hard infrastructure, hindi lang scheming, di ba?
Yes. And one good thing is that this will bring in this will help in decongesting EDSA. Skyway 3, we're projecting 25% na matatanggal sa EDSA, malilipat doon. So that is good. But then again, we cannot rest on that because yung 100,000 na maaalis mo ngayon, it will just take a few years before we fill in another 100,000 of vehicles on EDSA. Di balik na naman tayo sa dati. So with that, kailangan natin pagandahin yung MRT3. Nandyan na, tinetest na yung mga Dalian trains na dadagdag. So pag dumagdag yan, we have more trains and we can carry more passengers. Ang problema kasi nga natin, before when it started, we were running at 22. But now we're running at 13. No? Dapat ngayon, more na ang napapatakbo natin. We are we are accommodating more commuters, ano. Yun nga ang problema sa atin, katulad nung LRT, we were the first in Southeast Asia.
Correct.
Pero now we're left behind.
Napabayaan kasi yung mga ating infrastruktura.
Oo, yung lagi ko nga sinasabi, if I do a lecture on EDSA, I tell the history of EDSA. May kita nyo yung EDSA, it connects South and Luzon, South and North Luzon Expressway. Yan na yan kung bakit create ang EDSA. We were the first in Southeast Asia, if not in Asia, to have an interchange. Magallanes at saka yung Cloverleaf sa Balintawak. Pero wala na, hindi na nadagdagan eh. Yun at yun na lang, no? So sayang, we've lost so many years of no improvement. If there was minimal to address the problem that we are having right now.
Naalala ko, and for me, tama yung sinasabi, there was a lack of political will. But this is also interesting dahil sa isang banda, naalala ko nung few years ago, bago pumasok si Paolo Duterte, yung isang ex-DILG secretary nagsabi niya, ganyan ang traffic dahil umasenso tayo. In a way, it's correct, di ba? Kasi yung parang numbers ng cars, base sa isang pag-aaral nakita ko yan, parang nag-triple within just few years. Habang yung numero ng mga syudad, yung mga kalsada, ay hindi dumami. So on one hand, is also the economic growth at yung ang dali bumili ng mga bagong kotse. Ang Pinoy naman, kotse kagad ang bibilin natin kung may pera tayo, no?
That's right.
But the second thing also is, dito ko, siguro ito yung tingin ko, bakit ang daming pressure sa inyo, no? Especially sa ilalim ng administration na yun is, in fairness to President Duterte, I remember very clearly, sabi niya, itong problema ng EDSA, parang 10-12 years pa yan. Pero marami sa supporters ni Paolo Duterte, naalala ko nung election time, sinabi nila, pag nagkaroon tayo ng bagong leader, in few months, ayusin natin yung problema na yan. So I think there was an element of high expectations.
That's right.
At hindi na-appreciate yung complexity ng problem ito. At yung limitasyon ng inyong kapasidad bilang MMDA in your current, state of affairs. So how did it happen? So sa isang banda, pwede mo sabihin, prosperity is the reason bakit lumala ito, but at the same time, hindi tayo humabol in terms of the number of infrastructure projects. But you see a positive trajectory moving forward in the next 5 to 10 years?
That's right, we were overtaken by our progress, no? This is the price of urbanization.
Overtaken by progress.
So, ang problema, we were not able to cope up. Tama ka. Ang roads natin, with the 686 square kilometers of Metro Manila, we need 30% of road networks. Ang kailangan natin, 8,200 kilometers. But in actuality, nung umupo ako sa MMDA in 2016, 5,200 kilometers lang ang meron tayo. 31% of which are private roads.
Right.
So may kita mo, limited, 69% na lang magagamit natin.
So
and with that 69%, ang laki ng percentage na it's either obstructed by illegal vendors, illegal parking, nandyan yung barangay ni Kapitan, nandyan yung police precinct, at nagpatayo pa ng mga basketball courts. So we can only pass through. Kaya nga yung sinasabi ni Congressman Bayani Fernando during our last hearing, sabi niya, forget about mabuhay lanes. Forget about mabuhay lanes. Every road should be a mabuhay lane because each kilometer counts, which I agree.
At integrated problem kasi to, no?
Yes.
Apektado a little bit here, a little bit there. Yeah.
That's right. So that's why yun nga rin, yung unification ng mga traffic policies natin. Lagi tayong sinasabi, number 1 na ang Metro Manila sa pinaka-congested na city
At stress
over the world.
levels.
Yes.
Yeah, grabe, di ba?
But then again, they continue to compare Metro Manila with other cities. Ito, city by city by city.
Yeah.
May kita mo yung sa India sa top 10,
Yeah.
4 na city sa India
Yeah.
ang napasama. Dito, number 1 tayo pero Metro Manila lang.
Yeah.
Actually, ang Metro Manila is composed of 16 cities and
Yeah,
1 municipality.
exactly, yeah.
So it's a compilation of problem rolled into one.
So
Metro Manila.
naglasanya ito, yeah.
So, yun nga, ang sabi nga namin, can we compare city by city, no? Ang inaano nga namin, ang lagi naming hinihiling, magkaroon tayo ng unified policy,
Right.
traffic policy, para sa ganoon, interconnected tayo eh.
Yeah.
So kung ano yung magandang traffic flow dito, susundin nito, din sunod-sunod tayo, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi ang problema, maganda yung traffic flow dito, biglang magbabago ng traffic regulations dito, uneven ka. So paano makakausad to, no?
Yes.
Yun ang naging problema. But now, Congress is proposing for a they call it a mobility SAR.
Yeah.
No? So, well, yun maganda rin naman yun.
Is
In a sense.
mobility czar kind of like a mini governor of Metro Manila who can deal on transportation issues pa lang? Parang,
The way I understand it, yung magkakaroon ng mobility SAR is parang yung idea before when the president, during the initial term of the president, nung first year niya, nag-create tayo ng yung IAC,
Right.
no? Yung IAC, Interagency Council on Traffic, it's headed by DOTR, si Secretary Tugade. So siya yung naging traffic SAR. So ngayon lahat ng efforts ng traffic and transport management ng gobyerno is unified. That is also part of the emergency powers that the government, the administration was asking for. Pero
but you're not getting it, right?
It did
So
not
you
push
think
through.
that's a major issue? You think you're not getting emergency powers?
Well, for us, with or without emergency powers, nakita nyo naman that MMDA is on its toes, no, addressing the problems of Metro
Yeah.
Manila. Hindi lang naman po traffic yan. Meron kaming flood, may solid waste, no, health
Yeah.
and sanitation. So, we have 7 mandates to address. And we never rest.
Anong mandates niyo ulit, sir? Yung 7 mandates
We have urban planning. So,
Yung palang parang...
urban planning is ano na
End of
talaga.
the
No?
world, yeah.
Oo. So we have health and sanitation, we have public safety, we have
yung public
solid
safety
waste.
kasama yung crime, law and order
No,
also?
public safety ito yung sa mga earthquake drills natin. Sila yung
right,
namamahala
right,
dyan.
right, right.
Yung coordination among cities pag
Opo.
nagkaroon tayo ng disaster.
Right.
Yan. So, we have solid waste, we have traffic management, and we have the flood control. So, all of this, ina-address natin yan. Akala kasi na lilimitahan, akala nila ang MMDA is puro traffic
lang, yeah.
Yeah, but that is one
So
of
you
our
have
major
7
mandates.
different mandates. Ano
Yes.
bang, gaano kalaki yung personnel ng MMDA? Just for people to have an idea bago kayong CCCin for everything under the sun.
So for enforcement alone, we only have 2,000. That's all over Metro Manila, ha? That's all over
For
Metro
all over Manila, only 2,000
Yes.
people.
For me, on EDSA, we have 432.
So 432 ay nasa EDSA
On
in charge
EDSA.
sa traffic enforcer.
Yes.
And then, what is the rough budget of MMDA annually?
Well, I'm sorry, Richard, I really do not have
Yeah.
a ballpark figure. Now we have a new budget. I don't know how
hopefully
much.
ma-increase. You know? But,
Yes,
but I can
yes.
imagine it's not very large, no?
It is not. It is not. So that's why we have so many personnel at MMDA na job order lang. We cannot create a plantilla that is more than our budget because we cannot pay
Right.
them.
But now that you have Congressman Bayani, Fernando there, siguro naman meron kayong sympathetic, knowledgeable person na pwede tumulong sa inyo sa legislatura na mag-coordinate. Are you more optimistic that you can move forward in the right direction, get the necessary power?
Yes. Well, if you're talking about the emergency powers, we're not interested in that anymore. The president has already
Nag-move on
spoken.
na kayo,
Yes.
yeah.
Kaya we are managing traffic and we're addressing the mandates that we have with the authority that we have and with the budget that we have. And that's it. We do not, ang ano na lang namin, kung madadagdagan kami ng budget, well and good. Kung hindi, then we work again. No?
Yes.
So, Yung mga personal namin, walang hazard pay. We've been asking for that. So hopefully it will be approved, ano?
And of course, concerned po kami sa health, no, ng
Yes.
mga traffic enforcers. Like the
True.
pollution is horrible. Like,
True.
I hope they have basic mask, basic health care, you know, to be
Yes,
honest.
initially they have, but you know, it's disposable.
Yeah.
No, but yung replenishment wala na eh.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
ang ano, yung mga totoo yan, ano, some of my personnel, one has already died of heart attack.
It's a very stressful job.
Many of our enforcers has been already involved in so many accidents on the road while performing their job.
Yeah.
And there's even one motorcycle rider who went to his doctor because he's having this sort of chronic coughing,
Yeah.
and the doctor said, you need to stop smoking. But the guy hasn't smoked
In his entire life. So
in his
pollution
time.
lang
So
talaga.
talagang pollution lang. So that's the sad reality, and we've been asking. There's even a study that has been conducted by the UP Center for Health
Right.
with our 50 personnel, and they found traces of black carbon and lead in their
Yes.
blood. So that's really alarming.
Yeah.
And these people are really sacrificing not only their time and effort, but their life of staying there managing traffic under the elements of the environment.
I mean, I've been driving EDSA for 10 years already. Makikita ko talaga na yung mga kotong, yung mga ganun, parang medyo nakawala na base sa mga stories na narinig ko na. And the treatment of
Yes.
MMDA is much better right now. It's more professional and all. At parati ko sinasabi sa ibang drivers, show respect. Napakahirap po yung trabaho nila. Napaka-limited yung kanilang compensations.
Yun
and
naman ang
everything.
sinasabi ni
Yeah.
Chairman Danny Lim sa amin. Ano?
Yes.
Ang pagkakaroon ng maliit na sweldo ay hindi karapatan para gumawa ng mali. And
But at the same time, we have to take care of them. They deserve it,
that's
no?
right.
Kasi ang hirap po ng trabaho
we need
nila
to look after their welfare. That's why Chairman Lim has been looking for ways to provide them benefits that is not given to them right now.
Opo.
For example, an insurance. We
Health
partnered
insurance,
with
opo,
we
yeah.
partner with an insurance company, and they insured all our personnel
Yes.
for another year. So that is
Yeah,
good enough.
that's a good way.
Little by little, we're giving them.
So, Colonel, so we have the long-term picture and you're optimistic na in 5 to 10 years, hopefully because of these infrastructure projects, medyo mas maayos yung sitwasyon, no? At yung parking, malaking problema yan. Hopefully we
Yes.
can have multi-level parkings in many
That's
areas
right.
kasi ang daming kalsada, ang punong-puno na. But earlier this year, nakita natin, for a while you were doing some experimentation, yung mga bus ban, among other things. Naalala ko yung August for a time, to be honest, like lockdown mode kami. Like,
Yeah.
what was that all about? What was
Well,
that?
actually, it's not an experiment. Ano? We had this policy, yung tinatawag nating yellow lane policy, where we cordon basically the buses inside the yellow lane, and we do not allow them to go out, so that through and through lang sila. Parang
Yes, sir.
the policy has been there for the longest period of time. Actually, Richard, we're working on the same policies years ago. Wala kaming bagong policy to
So
implement.
it's just getting done what was supposed to be done.
Yes. So now, when we implemented that, well, it's a good thing because we saw the problem. Yun nga yung sinasabi ni Congressman Bayani Fernando nung last hearing namin, you just let the buses go. Kahit stop yan, they should have the priority. Something that we need to simulate now with the number of vehicles that we have. Kasi talaga, the challenge right now is volume. Ano? And yun nga, yung yellow lane, we continue and we try our best to keep it clear for the buses. However, discipline factor na naman. Marami sa ating mga kababayan, they feel privileged that they should pass through the yellow lane with the buses, hinaharangan nila, nababarahan nila, and they cannot move on.
Right.
And yung tukod na yun, it transcends back. Nagkakaroon tayo ng
Of
tukod.
course, yeah. Nag-cascade effect
Yes.
yan. Yeah.
So yun yung ano natin, yun yung nakikita natin. Ano?
What about yung proposal na yung mga provincial boss dito ay tatanggalin sa i-relocate sila?
Yeah, well, actually, Richard, napigilan kami ng korte with a preliminary injunction not to proceed.
So you were pushing for that? Kasi
Yes, we
basa namin,
were.
baka that will help a lot, no?
We have the numbers to show that it will work. However, yun nga, napigilan kami ng korte, and we respect the wisdom of the court in coming up
With
with
finality? The court has
I
stopped it?
do
Or
not know
just
if it's with
restraining lang
penalty. The last time that I attended the hearing, we were asking for a motion for reconsideration of that decision. Until now, we haven't gotten the resolution yet.
At yung isa pang issue dito is parang minsan parang may oversupply ng mga empty buses na nakikita natin, nag-swerve, overtake, and the fact na marami sa mga drivers na yan, it's really, wala silang basic income, no? So talaga agawan lang ito ng pasahero. For us, that not only dangerous, dun nagkakaroon ng
Yes,
aksidente, but it
yes.
also creates unnecessary congestion, no? Kasi sa ibang bansa, kita ko even yung mga developing poorer countries na meron silang isang, integrated
yes.
electric bus system. Can we move towards that direction? Isn't that the way forward?
We could. Actually, nag-propose na si Congressman Egay Sarmiento na magkakaroon tayo ng parang sort of a consortium. So kung isang route lang kayo, magsama-sama na kayo,
Yes, yes.
isang camp, isang cooperative or isang corporation kayo, then yun, hindi kayo mag-aagawan ng
Yes.
ng clients o yung mga commuters kasi you will be dispatched one after the other.
Yeah.
You want an effective dispatch system so that mahagip nyo lahat ng mga pasahero in a minimum time, kaya yung turnaround mo mas mabilis. So yun ang pinag-aaralan ngayon. Well, actually, it was have already been proposed. Sana we could see it and we see the approval of it and we could implement it. Maganda yun.
Pero may pushback from the bus companies, I suppose, huh? Is
In all
there
our
some
policies,
political...
yes,
yeah.
in all our policies, we have always been sued and prevented from proceeding.
So, siguro ang masasabi ko dito, instead of magreklamo lang kami mga taong bayan, siguro we have to support your good reforms, no? Otherwise, kakainin kayo ng mga interest groups, no?
What is interesting, Richard, well, whatever this problem has brought us, it made many of us realize that it is all our problem. So that's why we get the support from the congressman, from the Senate, from the people.
Yes.
No? And we in return, we give them good service. Yun nga, sinasabi mo kanina, yung koto, we're trying to eliminate that. We've been advocating change, not only on the road, but within our ranks. So sabi namin, bago tayo magdisiplina sa labas, magdisiplina muna tayo dito sa loob. So we've been doing that. And we need, we have Chairman Lim to thank that for dahil talaga yung resolve niya na linisin yung hanay ng MMDA from day one until now, nandun pa rin. Yung mga dinidismiss namin, sabi nga namin, mas mabilis na yung turnaround natin ng pag-aalis ng mga enforcer kaysa yung pag-hire natin ng bago. So that's why, but nonetheless, yun nga yung pagbabago, it's already there. We have already planted the seed. So sana magtuloy-tuloy na ito beyond
this administration. And lastly, bago tayo matapos, of course, malapit ng Christmas and at the same time, SEA Games, no?
Yes.
So, medyo nagsabay-sabay na yan. What are we gonna look forward to in the coming weeks? Lalo ba tayo malilate for all our meetings?
Totoo yan,
Colonel?
Richard. We really have our plates full right now.
And you oversaw the dry run also of the SEA Games
just
and all.
this afternoon, I was there in Mandaluyong supervising the conduct of this simulation exercise. So, yes, SEA Games before Christmas mode. But actually, inuunahan na namin ang Christmas mode bago mag-SEA Games kasi yung adjustment of mall hours, we have already implemented that this Monday. So, we're going to make our first week assessment if everybody followed what was the effect of that adjustment to the traffic situation that we have right now. But then again, yes, we're anticipating an influx of vehicles during holidays, 15 to 20%. Waze has come out with their own study na 10% lahat ng mga vehicles na to nagpupunta sa malls, nagpupunta sa grocery stores.
So we know the congestion points.
Yes, the congestion points. And that's why we asked the mall owners to please adjust your mall hours so that maiwasan na natin sa rush hour. Which I think will help us at least mitigate the effect of that influx of the 15 to 20%. However, yung nga sinasabi ko, yes, we started with the Christmas mode, but before we fully we put our throttle in full for the Christmas, we still have the SEA Games. SEA Games, it's...
So anong dates ng coverage ng SEA Games? At
November 30 to December 11. So it's
next
pretty
2
much
weeks.
challenging.
Yeah, 2 weeks or so. Yeah, next
Not
2
only for us, but for everybody. Kasi we will be implementing a stop-and-go scheme. So there are schools in the area, there are people going to work, there are big establishments that will be affected.
Magkakaroon bang sariling lane ang mga SEA Games?
There's
Parang
no-
yung Apex Summit ng 2015?
Well, there's no barricaded or dedicated lane. Yellow lane will be the primary lane for them. They will go underpass, they will go to go up flyovers, and they will use yellow lanes in between. So that's what we're trying to manage.
So the
far,
majority of the games will be here in Metro Manila? Hindi ba
divided, So we have in Region 3, we
Yeah.
also have in Region 4 and NCR. But then again, yun nga, the critical one is the opening ceremony. Kasi
Kailan yung opening ceremony,
November
sir?
30. That's the one that we are trying to rehearse right now. Because the convergence coming from Region 4,
Yeah.
coming from NCR, every buses will pass through EDSA. Then the ones coming from Region 3, every buses will be converging at
Yeah.
Philippine Arena. The hardest part will be coming back to Metro Manila after the opening ceremony because most of them will be in one
From
convoy.
NLEX or from SLEX?
NLEX. That
NLEX.
will be the
Yun ang
Philippine Arena.
pinakamahirap,
Yes,
oo.
yes.
Thank you very much. On that note, Colonel,
Richard, thank you for having me.
good luck sa atin lahat and maraming salamat for your very comprehensive explanation ng ating anong problema natin sa traffic. Hopefully in a few years we can talk again soon about the legacy you want to leave behind and hopefully we're in a better note by that time.
Yes.
Maraming salamat and we'll catch up soon with our next special guest.